Hello guys, this is day 7 of 625 MCQ series. So please make sure that you watch all the episodes being uploaded, and there are other different playlists also which is being designed only because of prelims being near to the present date. So if you see here, the ancient history series, the episode number 13 is there. So if you have seen it from 1 to 13, entire ancient history, right from Harappan times till here, everything will get revised for you. So watch that, more episodes are going to come. And Gupta dynasty episode is also there, next one. Then geography also, like that, in Hindi and English both it's there. Environment also series is going on. So the number of views is actually very less. So if you are thinking like only by watching MCQ series you will be able to clear exam, that is not enough. Okay, you have to be ideally enrolled to a test series, and also you have to watch these kind of final revision series. Okay, so go and watch this environment episode, geography episode, polity quiz episode. Okay, more episodes will follow only based on your responses. So today we'll start now the day 7 of the MCQ series, and check your score. If it is less than 15 out of 25 that you are able to answer or even guess it, then that means your preparation is not on track. So try to improve it in the coming days. So this is about the NPT, Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons Treaty. So this one, if you see, 2020 marking the 50th anniversary, and India is not a member of this. Okay, both NPT and NSG. So here if you see, both the statements are correct, and the detailed explanation is given, because about this in mains question also in GS3 we are expecting question. So this, if you see, NPT, it's an international treaty whose objective is to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and weapons technology, to promote cooperation in the peaceful use of nuclear energy, and to further the goal of achieving nuclear disarmament and general and complete disarmament. Okay, so in the 60s, okay, 1965 and 68, that time this treaty was negotiated by something called 18 Nation Committee. Okay, 18 Nation Committee on Disarmament is related to NPT. So it is a United Nations sponsored organization based in Switzerland. Okay, 90% of all the bodies will be based in Switzerland only, because it's considered a neutral country, and it is opened for signature in 1968, and the treaty entered into force in 1970. So that time when this 18 Nation recommended, it was for 25 years. Okay, so till 1995 it was there. After that they decided to extend it indefinitely. Okay, so that is why it is still there. Now if you see, more countries are now party to this. If you see, as of 2016, around 191 countries are party to this. North Korea, which was part of it in 1985, withdrew from it in 2003. So that was one example where it joined and then withdrew. But there are other 4 countries: India, Israel, Pakistan, and the latest new country in the world, South Sudan, which was formed a few years back only. So these 4 countries have not signed it. Okay, so you can remember this like something like SIPI. Okay, so SIP. So these 4 countries did not join it, and all of these are actually United Nations members also, out of which 3 of them, the first 3, are having nuclear weapons also. Okay, India, Pakistan and all openly agreed it, but Israel sometimes will tell like we don't have any nuclear testing, but secretly they keep doing that. Okay, so here if you see, the rule actually is this: as per treaty, the treaty defines nuclear weapon states as those that have built and tested a nuclear explosive device before 1967. Okay, meaning obviously India and all don't have that time. So these permanent 5 countries, United States, Russia, UK, France and China, these people had nuclear weapons. So they made a rule like, everybody signed this NPT, only we 5 will make nuclear weapons and nuclear technology and all, and we will share the technology with you people for peaceful things. Okay, so that was the things. But India, Pakistan, Norway, this North Korea and all did not like that thing, and that's why they did not join that. Okay, so these are all non-nuclear weapon states who is other than the 5 nuclear weapon states. Okay, under NPT I'm telling. Else there are, as I told, many people are doing it. So they did not want to agree it, and if you see here, every 5 years they have a meeting, and that meeting is called review conferences. Okay, so one term you studied is 18 Nation Committee, and one is review conferences. Both are related to NPT. So it has its own preamble, it has 11 articles inside that, and it has a 3-pillar system, okay, of non-proliferation, disarmament, and right to peacefully use nuclear technology. All these are things which can be asked in prelims. That is why I have highlighted. Okay, then there is vertical proliferation, can be defined as the advancement or modernization of a nation state's nuclear arsenal, whereas horizontal is a direct or indirect transfer of technology from one nation to another. Okay, so one vertical means that nation growing its nuclear thing. Horizontal means you sharing it with something else. Okay, someone else. So that is the 2 again terms. Now NSG. This it is an export group, okay, multilateral export control regime, and a group of nuclear supplier countries that seek to prevent this thing. Okay, the people, everyone don't make it, everyone don't produce, everybody don't transfer these things. They decided that they will be the ones who will be controlling all the export. Okay, So this again, peaceful nuclear explosions are nuclear explosions conducted for non-military purposes. India first conducted his this peaceful nuclear explosion in 1974. Okay, so that time it was called Smiling Buddha project. Okay, later again in the Vajpayee's time, okay, this is Pokhran. Okay, one movie also came, Parmanu movie and all is there based on this. So Pokhran. Then after that, if it's 1998, Vajpayee and Pokhran 2. So these things in Rajasthan, these testings were happening. So India openly tried doing this. Okay, because we did not want to stay back from other countries and all. We also needed, because we have threat from Pakistan also, we have threat from China also. So we needed a nuclear weapon. Okay, so these things are there. And India, another problem is in NSG, India has not got entry because China keeps blocking it. China will tell like first you sign NPT, then you can be part of NSG. But India don't want to sign NPT. Okay, so that is why that problem is there. Like this 4-5 groups are there, Australian group, then that 3-4 are there. Okay, I think missile control group. So all these groups, if you see, India has got entry everywhere except for NSG. Okay, because inside NSG there is China. Okay, other 3 groups actually China is not there, but in NSG China is there, and China is blocking the entry of India. Also China keeps telling like if you are giving entry to India, give entry to Pakistan also. So this kind of thing, because of the track record, Pakistan cannot be given entry to such groups and all. So that the problem is there. Okay, NSG again, some details are here. Okay, so this one you pause and read. Okay, they have this non-proliferation principle and all. So and different treaties. Yesterday we discussed this, and if you see here, these are about NSG and all these things. Now 2 different treaties are New START Treaty and INF Treaty. This is actually related to USA and Russia. Okay, so if you see, New START Treaty is again for the measures of further reduction and limitations of strategic offensive arms. It came into force in 2011 and will lapse by 2021. Okay, but it actually recently, current affair is there, it got extended to 2026. Okay, and it is successor to START framework of 1991 at the end of the Cold War that limited both sides. Okay, so they had something after the Cold War, USA and Russia, and now it's extended to 2026. Okay, here if you see 2026 it is extended, and this INF treaty is another treaty that was signed during Cold War. Okay, that I think both of them has withdrawn now. Okay, so that again, follow the current affair, in my test it will be there. So INF is not there now, but New START is extended. Okay, arrange the following southern Indian dynasties based on their timeline in history, oldest to newest. Okay, so this is a very important thing. If you have studied NCERT or if you have studied R.S. Sharma textbook, it is given in timeline order only. The chapters are based on timeline kingdoms only, so that it should be ideally known to you. Okay, so the Satavahanas actually, Mauryas were there in 300 BC. So after that, Satavahana will be there in 200 BC. Then this Vakataka kingdom is in 300 AD, that is around Gupta time. And then Chalukyas is there, during Harsha's time and all, 600 AD. And Rashtrakutas also little bit in the Karnataka side, again the same time. Okay, Rashtrakutas, Chalukyas, Harsha, these are all almost contemporary. Even Pallavas, these are all time in the South Indian. They were in the 600 to 1000 AD timeline. After that, only Cholas and all will come. The second round of Chola. Okay, Cholas were there initially also. After that, the second round of the powerful kings comes after 1000 AD. Now this is a geography question. Which of the following statements are true? North Koil River passes through the Betla National Park in Jharkhand. North Koil River is a tributary of Son, which is in turn a tributary of Ganga. Son River originates from Amarkantak Plateau, from where Narmada River also originates. Auranga and Amanat are tributaries of Narmada River. So here, if you see, this third statement is a UPSC question. Okay, UPSC wants to ask like, identify the place from which one river originates and goes to the north, and one river originates and goes to the west. So that answer was Amarkantak Plateau that time. Okay, they are actually referring to this Son River and Narmada. Son River will go to the north and join Ganga, and then this Narmada will go to the west and then go to the Arabian Sea. Okay, so that way they have framed, and from that only we have made this statement. Okay, so here if you see, statement 1, 2, 3 are true. Okay, but 4 is false, because Auranga and Amanat is the tributaries of Son River, not Narmada River. And Son is actually, if you see, North Koil River is a tributary of Son. Okay, it's actually for North Koil River. So if you see the connection, these two are the tributaries of North Koil. North Koil is the tributary of Son. Son is the tributary of Ganga. Okay, so everything is going and joining the bigger river. Okay, and Narmada is a separate thing. And Narmada's tributaries separately you should also by heart. Okay, like we have a revision chart where all the tributaries and rivers are given with origin and which glacier it starts. That kind of things is there. So my students can revise from there. Then again, North Koil 1 project is there. Okay, here metamorphic rocks are there, and whatever basic things is required, I have put it here. Just pause and read. Okay, and here in that area around this Palamau Tiger Reserve is there. That also once UPSC have asked, I think. So try to by heart whatever you see on screen. Now, which of the following is false about Gupta Empire? Some historians consider them to be Vaishyan origin. That is true. They were not as large as the Mauryan Empire. That is also true, because Mauryan Empire was bigger. Then historical evidence suggests UP regions seem to be more important than Bihar regions. Okay, the Mauryan Empire and Magadha earlier kingdoms and all, Bihar area was important, Patna and Patliputra and all. But later, Gupta time, UP areas have become important. Okay. So that everything is true. So answer is none of these because this question is asking for false. Okay, again pause and see. Here different Parasikas, Hunas, Kambojas, all these tribes and kingdoms are mentioned. So contemporary kind of question can come. Gupta dynasty was founded by Sri Gupta, that yesterday we discussed. Then important rulers are Chandragupta 1, Samdragupta and Chandragupta 2, who is also called Vikramaditya. And under him only there was Navratna, 9 people, out of which one is Kalidasa. Okay, so it's very, very important. Now, which of the following is the objective of Mission Kakatiya seen sometimes in the news? So here it's answer directly. We'll see it is the reviving ancient water management practice of the Kakatiya kingdom. Okay, about Kakatiya kingdom, last 2-3 years UPSC is stressing and asking things like which is the most important port of them, which is the most important ruler, who is contemporary to them. So kingdoms which you ignore usually, from there questions are coming. So please study from textbooks like R.S. Sharma or NCERT. Which of the following kingdoms are matched correctly with their capitals? Here, Chalukyas, Badami, Pallavas, Kanchipuram, Pandya, Madurai, Cholas, Tanjavur. All are true. And Cholas had lot of capitals. Okay, several capitals time to time. So go and try to find out what are the other important capital cities of Cholas. Okay, UPSC have like too much liking towards South Indian kingdoms. They always ask you because you will just study Guptas and Mauryas and go, and they know that. So they don't ask questions from there. They will ask all the South Indian kingdoms, which usually people find it difficult to pronounce the name and to memorize also. So please focus on that. Project Rapid, sometimes seen in Indian news, is in context of waterways, tax reforms, NPAs, poverty elevation. This was there in last year's economic survey. Project Rapid, it has a full form: revenue, accountability, probity, information, and digitalization. Okay, so this is for administering tax reforms to make tax compliances more taxpayer friendly, transparent, and to the aim of widening the tax base. Okay, so overall tax reforms it is. So Project Rapid is related to that. Which of the following are true? This is a very good question. Poverty estimation in India is now carried out by Niti Aayog's task force. Then early estimation of poverty line in India was done by National Planning Committee set up by Subhash Chandra Bose in 1938 when he was the INC president. So here if you see, statements are true. One is true, and second one, this portion is true, but it is not like the earliest estimation of poverty. Before that itself was there. And here Subhash Chandra Bose, yes, he was the INC president in both 1938 and 39. After that only he will quit INC and go and start the, I think, Azad Hind Fauj in 1940. Then he will go outside, and you know his story. He will go here and there across the world to build the final Indian army. So that is a different story. But poverty, he is not the first one, or he was not the one who was doing it. So this one, first statement is true, and how it is calculated and all is given here. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is also there. Planning Commission was earlier responsible. Now Niti Aayog is responsible. Then this BPL census, below poverty census, is done by Ministry of Rural Development. So this kind of basics just by hearted. And after that, if you see, the full detailing for mains also I have given, because in mains 2 times UPSC have asked the same question, like explain all the poverty related schemes right from independence or from pre-British time. Explain all the poverty related schemes and policies in India. Okay, it was asked by UPSC. So this entire thing is what you have to write, and you will get full marks for that. Okay, so pause and make notes because I cannot read it entirely, but you should know first Dadabhai Naoroji, okay, the grand old man of India, who he is called. So he, in his book Poverty and Un-British Rule in India, he told about what should be estimation of poverty line. Okay, meaning per capita earning is 16 rupees to 35 rupees, something like that he told, and based on some food products. After that, National Planning Committee came, 15 to 20 rupees. Here Jawaharlal Nehru is also involved in that National Planning Committee, and Subhash Chandra Bose was actually the INC president that time in Haripura in 1938 and Tripuri in 1939. Okay, then 1944 this Bombay plan will come. About this also in my spectrum test there is a very detailed question. Then Planning Commission expert group was formed here. Then this 2 people are there. Okay, systematic assessment. Then Alag committee. These committees are important. Alag committee 1979. Then this Lakdawala committee 1993. Okay, and their clauses and all, it's very difficult to by heart, but if you can go through it just before prelims, in case a question comes, you can do. Okay, match the following will come. Then here Tendulkar committee, again very important, 2009, where he told mixed reference period based estimates. Okay, then what is reference period, what is uniform resource period, what is all these definitions. Okay, try to go through it, but it's, I think in mains it is more important. Then here 2014 Rangarajan committee is there, and there also he told detailing, okay, like this should be 22 rupees, this should be 32 rupees. So based on the purchase and things which they do, okay, we can decide whether a person is poor or not. Okay, so that is 2014. Now project 1135.6 seen in news is related to, it is actually India and Russia. Russia is actually this ship kind of thing. Okay, a missile frigate designed and built by Russia for the Indian Navy. Okay, so that is why this project was in news. Remaining details, if you want, you can read. It's not very important, but you should know it's India Russia Navy kind of relationship. Now geography, very important in NCERT question. Alpine vegetation is found in Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, and Arunachal Pradesh. then tropical dry deciduous forests are restricted to Deccan Plateau only. So this one single map will help you learn entire thing. So if you see alpine vegetation, this violet color, it is there in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand, and this Arunachal Pradesh, Himalayan states, it's there. And tropical dry deciduous, if you see this yellow color kind of thing, which is there in many places. Okay, it's spread across extreme many places. And the other one, okay, this brown one is this mountain type, and Western Ghats and all, you see green, dark green is there. This is all the evergreen. These are all in detail in NCERT. Class 6 to 10, I have taken lecture. Class 11th now, ma'am is taking lecture. It is completely there. Okay, if you see only NCERT lectures, you can answer any question which comes in geography for your exam. Now, which are the following are true about World Health Organization? It is a specialized agency of the UN established in 1948. It succeeded the Health Organization, which was an agency of the League of Nations. It is a member of UNDP and headquartered in Geneva. Okay, so this one again, all three are true. So before United Nations, there was a League of Nations. So that time also we had a health organization, and now we named it World Health Organization. Okay, so it came into being in 1948. Okay, 1945 UN came, and 1948 this thing came, and World Health Day is celebrated on that date. And these many countries are there. It's headquartered in Geneva, and it's a member of the United Nations Development Program also. Now, India Post Payment Bank. This payment bank wasn't very much in news last 2-3 years. Okay, now it's little like gone away. But that time, okay, like Airtel became, Paytm became, and then the Indian Postal Bank became the third entity to become a payment bank, and it was incorporated under Companies Act. It is like 100% equity of Government of India. All three are true. But detailing, you have to study more, what all they can do, how much loan they can give, whether there is debit card for them, where is a credit card for them. All these in our economics test in detail I have done. Okay, I think 4 tests is there. For 2022 batch, 5 or 6 tests will be there. And everything what you needed for your exam, everything will be covered in the test series alone. You don't need to worry about anything else. Okay. Now, National Mission for Cultural Mapping of India, which comes under Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat, was launched on the birth anniversary of which one? So, after this government came, many things are being named, or anniversary of Deen Dayal Upadhyay and Shyam Prasad Mukherjee. Okay, because, when Congress government is there, it will be under all the Nehru-related schemes or Gandhi-related schemes. But now it is either Deen Dayal Upadhyay or Shyam Prasad Mukherjee naming convention. Okay, so Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat, it is for all the unity and diversity of India, to promote the spirit of national integration, to showcase the rich cultural heritage, long-term agenda, all the binding of Indian things. Okay, that is why it is important. Okay, so it is happening since a few years now, and whatever is in news, that I don't use study. Okay, the International Trade Center is a joint agency of what? Okay, so trade in itself means, WTO will be there. So it is actually WTO and United Nations. Okay, so ITC is the only development agency that is fully dedicated to supporting the internationalization of small and medium enterprises. This means that the agency enables SMEs in developing and transition economies to become more competitive and connect to international markets for trade and investment, thus raising income and creating job opportunity, especially for women, young people, and poor community. And 1964 it was established. It's not like a new thing or something. It's a joint agency of WTO and UN. And in India also, there was news like Visakhapatnam, they are setting something like ITC for women, but actually it happened like in Kerala it was set up. Okay, so you can go and see. These are all one-liner kind of GK. Main thing is this WTO and UN together started the International Trade Agency. Now, the number of gross polluting industries doubled from 2011 to 2018. And gross polluting industry include non-farming industries only. So this only, when it comes to, it will be false, and the first one is true. This again in your economic survey it is given. So one is true, and if you see, it discharges more than 1 lakh liters of wastewater or hazardous chemicals into rivers. That is called gross polluting industry. And obviously this pulp industry, paper industry, distillery, sugar mill, textile unit, thermal plant, food, dairy, everything. So farming, non-farming, every kind of thing is there, because they discharge a lot of wastewater into the rivers. Okay, so it has doubled between 2011 and 18, and 4 states where highest number of such things are there: UP, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, because here a lot of industries are there. Okay, and close to 11% or nearly 275 units continue to operate by floating the pollution control standard. So it is not a good thing. So hopefully in the future it will be corrected. Okay. Now this Kalabras, again in your NCERT and R.S. Sharma, detailed chapters are there for them. So they were called as evil rulers. That is true. They were against grants given to Brahmanas in South India. They were too strong that the Pallavas, Pandyas and Chalukyas together only could defeat them. Then they patronized Buddhist monasteries. So here if you see, all are true. Okay, they patronized Buddhist monastery, but they are like the timeline. Okay, their era is called dark period if you see. Okay, that is 3rd century to 6th century AD. That is after the Gupta's time and all, you can tell. That time this kingdom was there, and they were called as evils. Okay, because of their terror and whatever type of ruling they had. Okay, so in the Tamil history, because it's in South India, they were there. It is mentioned. Okay. So again, pause and see whatever names and important things you see. because names and origin and timeline, that is the only thing in history UPSC will ask. Now this pneumococcal conjugate vaccine PCV was launched by government in 2017 for what? Protecting children from strains of bacteria that causes pneumonia, meningitis, sepsis, and reducing the need for antibiotic use in children. So here answer is actually both A and B. And here, with drug-resistant bacterial strains on the rise, vaccines could make a difference in the fight against antimicrobial resistance. One promising option is this PCV vaccine. It offers protection against a bacterium called Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is one of the leading cause of severe pneumonia. Okay, benefit is twofold. It can protect children from all these diseases and also reducing the need of antibiotic use. Okay, 2017 it was started. So again, because vaccines are all in the news, maybe they can pick up something like this, which is in news in the last 4-5 years. So be prepared for that. Now this is a very good question. Do ASPA and C ASPA were features added later to Mansabdari system by whom? Okay, so this is like UPSC favorite again. Mughal kings, they would have done different things, and they will every year ask at least one question. So this is actually Jahangir. Okay, Jahangir added. Mansabdari system is there from start, but in that some rank kind of thing they added. Okay, this Du Aspa means a trooper with 2 horses, and Si Aspa means a trooper with 3 horses. Okay, so that like a Savar rank is there. Okay, you should know what is Savar and all that and all. In history chapters we have already done. Now Amal Guzar, officer during Mughal times. Again, Mughal times, lot of officers are there, which is again difficult to by heart, but I'll show you a chart where here it is revenue, and here if you see Suba, the province kind of thing. The province is divided into sarkars. That sarkar is divided into paragnas, and paragnas into villages. Villages will be the smallest unit. Okay, and district is governed by someone called Shikdar or Fauzdar. Okay, district. And as Amal Guzar, question we asked, head of the revenue administration is also called this Crowry. Then revenue collectors were under orders not to oppress the cultivators while collecting the state demands. Other officers, if you see this Bitikchi, that is record keeper. Then this Khazandar is treasury. Then the Sarkar, which I told, okay, Suba is divided to Sarkar, the Sarkar is divided to Paragnas, that is Tehsils, and Tehsils had a batch of subordinate officers, okay, like this Shikdar, Amil, Fortar, and Konago. This Amil was the one which was asked in UPSC 2020. Okay, they asked like Amil stands for what? Okay, so please go and see that 2020 explanation video. In that I have explained. Then each tehsil had about 12 villages. Then villages were the lowest unit of administration. Mughals gave legal sanction to the panchayats. Then Patwari and Chaukidar is also in village. Okay, so this naming, whatever you see from this question has come. So please try to by heart all of this. At least when mastery following comes, you should be able to pick the correct answer. Which of the following are true about ad hoc judges appointed as judges in Supreme Court? So Chief Justice of India can appoint a judge of a High Court as an ad hoc judge of the Supreme Court only after consultation with the Chief Justice of the High Court. That is obviously true because you are taking a judge from there. You have to ask him. Now, while attending as Supreme Court judge, he enjoys, that is ad hoc judge, enjoys all the jurisdiction powers and privileges and discharge the duties of a judge of Supreme Court. That's also true because he's taken for that role only. Okay, so that is directly taken from Polity textbook. Please read this, whatever is there. Okay, pause it and read. It's directly a Polity Lakshmikant thing. Now, Shaksgam Valley, in Jammu and Kashmir is presently under the control of China. Okay, that actually is a very funny thing. This entire thing itself is like illegally occupied because of that 1948 issue. So in that itself, these people, what they did, Pakistan gave that little bit area to China. Okay, meaning already they are illegally having this, and that they are gifting it to someone else. Okay, territory ceded by Pakistan to China in 1963. Okay, so this is Aksai Chin, which is in China's control. This is Pakistan occupied Kashmir in Pakistan's control. This is like was in Pakistan's control and went to China's control, and remaining is with India now, and which is now into 2 union territories. One is this Jammu and Kashmir, and one is this Ladakh. So this should be by heart for you. Okay, every UPSC aspirant, and you should also know that Afghanistan touches India. Okay, in the India which we consider as India, Afghanistan is touching, but internationally, if you see, because of the issues and all, we don't have border with Afghanistan. There China and Pakistan is meeting. Okay, so that's why Afghanistan is a very critical area. Okay, because everybody has border with it, and whatever you see here on screen, please try to by heart it, the regions, the mountain names, the treaty names, agreement names. Okay, Swachh Iconic Places is an initiative coordinator under Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. Okay, so Swachh Iconic Places, again, Swachh Bharat came and they are doing a lot of things for cleaning up the country. So here if you see, it's in collaboration with Ministry of Urban Development, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Tourism, and the state governments. Okay, and there are places, if you see phase 1, these many places, phase 2, phase 3. So everything you cannot by heart, but at least have a glance through it so that in case UPSC asks like which are the following were under Swachh Iconic Places, then you have to know. Okay, so this Vaishnav Devi, all the Hindu temples, everything will be there, which are famous Hindu temples will be there. Somnath is there, Adi Shankara temple, or this Gangotri, Yamunotri, Meenakshi temple. Okay, And this even everywhere, okay, northeast also, see Manipur area, some market is there. Then Kerala Sabrimala temple is there, and this Mysore temple will be there. So wherever big famous temples are there, that is almost there. So try to have a glance. Golden Temple Punjab, Tirupati Andhra Pradesh, Taj Mahal Uttar Pradesh. I'm sure question won't come because it's too many. When something is too many, UPSC will not ask, okay, but still try to have a glance. Now again, very good question. Which dynasty was known for patricide, that is killing the father to become the king? Okay, and from this you learn a lot of kingdom names also. You should know the entire history. Okay, like Magadha Empire is the first thing which started. So Magadha Empire, if you know, the first kingdom or mythological kingdom is this Barhadatta dynasty. Okay, this existed. Okay, after that a dynasty came which is called this Haranyaka dynasty. Okay, that is the second ruling dynasty of Magadha, and their capital was Rajagriha. Okay, later only Patliputra and all will come. Earlier Rajagriha was the capital. Okay, then after that, if you see, now this Haranyaka dynasty is considered, this Bimbisara is considered as the main founder. Okay, Bimbisara, don't confuse with Bindusara. Bindusara is Ashoka's father, which will come in Mauryan Empire later. But this is Bimbisara, who was the founder of Haranyaka dynasty, which is the second dynasty in the Magadhan timeline. And here, if you see, after Haranyaka, Shishunaga dynasty will come. After Shishunaga dynasty, Nanda Empire will come. And after Nanda only, Mauryans will come. Okay, last ruler Dhanananda will be defeated by Chandragupta Maurya. So this full order, if you study, then any question which comes, you can answer. So if you see here, Buddha Charita by Ashwagosha mentions that Bimbisara of Haranya dynasty succeeded Pradyotata dynasty. Okay, something called Pradyotata also existed. Then if you see, Ajatashatru killed his father Bimbisara. Ajatashatru was killed by his son Udayan, meaning son is killing the father. Okay, first is Bimbisara, then is Ajatashatru, and then is Udayan. So they have killed their father and then become the kings. That is why it is like patricide. Okay, and here if you see, succeeded by some Anuradha by assassination. His son Munda and his son Nagasena also same fate. So they were like son father killing is like generation after generation. Okay, later after that only, as I told, Shishunaga ruler will come. And then here if you see another dynasty, Pushyabudhi dynasty, also known as Vardhana dynasty, ruled parts of North India during this time. Okay, and if you see, Harshavardhana was part of that, and Harsha's kingdom. Okay, Harsha's kingdom is Pushyabudhi dynasty. Then Ikshvaku is very important because it's believed that this Lord Rama belonged to this, and now Lord Rama and all is in news all the time. So maybe they can trouble you. Okay, this dynasty is also called the Surya Vamsha or the Solar dynasty. Okay, so this Ikshvaku also literally meaning bitter cucumber. So this whatever you see here, okay, this Tirthankara people were part of it. Rishabha is present in both Hindu as well as Jaina mythology. Then according to Buddhist text, Prince Siddhartha belonged to this dynasty. According to Puranas, supreme protector of Ikshvaku dynasty was sage Vasishta. So all these important people is part of this. So maybe UPSC can trouble you. Okay, then about Satavahanas, okay, who was also during that old timeline. Details are given here. Okay, they were in the Andhras around 1st century BC. Then they overthrew this Kanva dynasty, okay, which is also post-Mauryan. So whatever you see here, it's difficult, but if you had properly studied from R.S. Sharma, you would be already knowing it by heart. Okay, so try to revise again. That is why this series is being done, because already all these things are taught to you in earlier lectures or test series. Now this oil field sometimes in the news is located in Iran. This is a GK question. Yesterday's episode also I showed you 2 gas field. Try to recall that. Okay, and the map also you can see here in this map where it is. And then if you see, identify the intangible cultural heritage in India. So full details are given. A religious honor of this Bhumiyal Devata, then this village valley, okay, Painkhanda valley, then complex rituals, masked dance, then again this strict daily routine, theatre, music, historical reconstruction. So these are common for almost every art form. So here if you see the answer, all these are there in the UNESCO intangible heritage things. So this Raman Gharwal Uttarakhand, okay, that is in the Gharwal region Uttarakhand, this thing is celebrated. It is there in the UNESCO thing. And remaining detailing, just pause and see. Important things are already given in question, but you can still pause and see this remaining things also. So that was the 25 questions for today. Hope it has helped you. Please subscribe to support us and go and watch all the playlists which I told in this channel. Everything is designed for you only. More and more episodes are being planned. But if the response is poor, then you will have to study yourself. Okay, we will not be continuing this. So thank you and have a nice day.